Hey, all right, you guys, welcome to learning how to get paid in the travel business. I want you guys to grab your pen and paper so that you can take some detailed notes as I uncover some incredible information. First and foremost, I am Dwana Grace, also known as D Travelpreneur Grace, of Prosper with D. I actually got started in this travel business back in early January when a good friend of mine said to me, "Let me show you how to turn your vacations into income." And I immediately became interested. And now I get super excited whenever I have the opportunity to talk to you guys about travel and income. Because why? Well, let me share with you a bit of history about me. I once built a six-figure, woman-owned masonry business from the ground up until the Great Recession brought it to a halt in 2006. That loss was painful, but it also ignited a deeper journey. I leaned hard on my faith, trusted God through the storm, and rose again. I even wrote a book about that season, about hitting rock bottom and rebuilding with grace, grit, and unwavering belief. That path led me to national stages, including the White House and the Texas Capitol, speaking out for working people and women determined to rise. But today, I'm using everything I've learned to help mature, serious-minded women create freedom and fulfillment through the travel business without needing sales experience, inventory, or hype. If you've been praying for a new path of financial independence, a sense of community, and a business that fits your grown woman goals, this is for you. And so I want to share with you guys how you can build a business that will literally lead you to financial freedom, to create fond memories and a legacy for your family. And what I mean by that is, like you, I work a full-time corporate job. In fact, I'm working a six-figure position. But when I was introduced into this business, it just made sense to me to not put all my eggs into one basket. So before you even ask yourself if you are too busy for this, if you don't have your own business on the side, then trust me, you're going to need this. In the words of Warren Buffett, never depend on a single income. Make an investment to create a second source. Now, with that being said, if that sounds like something you would be interested in, then I definitely want you to tune in. Because by the end of this presentation, you decide if this travel business fits where you are in life. I just ask that you watch this preview all the way to the end.
Welcome, Marlene. Who else do I have out there? Definitely grab some pen and paper, grab something to drink, get comfortable, and definitely look for that chat feature. We are going to be using this chat feature a lot tonight. I want you guys to be able to engage with us as well. I see you, Paran. Paran is tuning in from Trinidad and Tobago. Our Caribbean business partners are always on this webinar, and I love seeing the Caribbean guests and business partners on here. Who else do I have out there that I can shout out? I see we have 15 individuals on the line. Hey, Lenore, how you doing? Welcome, Lenore. Dana is tuning in from Trinidad as well. We have any U.S. business partners or U.S. guests out there on the line or from any other product of the Caribbean? Definitely drop your name, where you're tuning in from, and who invited you on in the chat. And again, grab some pen and paper. We are going to be getting started in 1 minute. I see you, Dwana is tuning in from Texas. Yes, from the U.S. Welcome, Dwana. Who else do I have out there? I see we have 16 guests on the line. I know I haven't shouted out 16 individuals. Guys, you still have a little bit of time, about 30 seconds. Go ahead, drop your name, where you're tuning in from, and who invited you on the chat. Who invited you is very important so that way they know that you have made it onto the platform. A lot of the times we don't have our real names up there. We don't have our full names. So we don't know if our guest is actually on here. But you still have about 30 seconds to drop your name, where you're tuning in from, and who invited you on, and grab some pen and paper. That's very important. Take some notes, write down some questions. We don't want you to leave the platform tonight with questions still in your head. We want to definitely get those questions answered before you leave the platform tonight. So who else do I have out there? I know there's still some more. I know there's a couple more people out there, but you still got about another 30 seconds. Drop your name, where you tuning in from, or 15 seconds, not even 30 seconds. I said 30 seconds about almost 30 seconds ago, right? All right, well, we're going to get started. It is, let's see, are we at the top of the hour yet? I
Yes,
do.
we are. So let me go ahead and give you your proper introduction, Director. Ladies and gentlemen, please be excited about what you're going to hear and see tonight. I want to ask a question really quick. I want to take inventory. If you're on this line tonight because you love to travel, want to travel more, need to travel, go ahead and drop travel in the chat for me. And if you're on this line tonight because you are excited to learn how you can create some additional income into your household, go ahead and drop some dollar signs in the chat. And how about this? You don't have to pick either or. You could have both. How many of you on this line would love to travel the world, live your best life, and make money while you do it? If so, yes, I love it. Both, right, Dewana? Well, I love it. Drop both, drop travel and dollar signs, because tonight we're going to show you how you can have it all. And it's my pleasure to introduce you to this lovely lady who is from Brockton, Massachusetts, but now living in Champions Gate, Florida. She's a mother to two adult men. She's also a former Verizon field technician and a former pastry chef. I say former, but she still bakes, y'all. She owned her online bakery, but she gave it all up to become a full-time travel business owner and professional. You'll soon understand why. One of the reasons she loves to travel, she loves to have fun, but most importantly, she loves to help people, so much so that she is in the top 1% of this company as a one-star director, having impacted and empowered well over 100 individuals with this business opportunity. So it's my pleasure, it's my honor to introduce you to one-star director, Shelly Mercer. How you doing tonight, sis?
I am doing phenomenal. How are you doing tonight, sis?
I'm on cloud nine. If I be any better, I be you.
Awesome, awesome. I love it. Thank you so much for that gracious introduction. You guys will be hearing from this beautiful young lady later on in this presentation. But I know she already got the chat warmed up. I see a lot of you guys want to travel more. Not only do you want to travel more and make money and travel, but you also want to make additional income. So a lot of you guys may not want to travel, but you still want to make money, right? Well, when I was introduced to this business opportunity almost 6 years ago, it was by a gentleman that I didn't even know. He was watching me on Facebook, and I had just done some traveling. And so he reached out and he said, look, I see you doing an activity that can make you some additional income. I have something I think you should take a look at if you're open to it. And I said, sure, I'll take a look. And when I looked at this business opportunity, I was blown away because I was missing out on a lot. I was missing out on a lot of money doing something that I was already doing. And so, what I want you guys to do, I want you to sit back because I want to show you exactly what was shown to me 6 years ago. I want you just to close your eyes and I want you to imagine. I want you to imagine what financial freedom, personal freedom, and time freedom would mean to you. Because financial freedom means that you can do whatever you want when you want. You don't have to worry about what's in your bank account. You can take your debit card out and you can swipe and go. And I say debit card because if you're using a credit card, you're not financially free. And I want you guys to drop into the chat. Which one of these freedoms would you like to have right now? Personal freedom means that you can do the things that you want to do, but you don't have to ask permission. I know a lot of you guys here on the line may have a full time job, part time job, maybe full time and part time job. And there's nothing wrong with that. They love to give you the PTO time, those vacation days, until it's time for you to take them and you want to take them. What do you have to do? Now you have to ask permission to take those days off, right? And most of the time, they don't even want to give them to you. Being able to have that personal freedom so that you can do those things that you want to do. Have your own PTO time. You don't have to ask permission to take any time off. Your personal freedom is your personal freedom. And then I see time freedom. Time freedom, I believe, out of these three freedoms, time is the most important. And time is just something that you cannot get back. So you want to be able to have your time, use it wisely, spend it with your family, do the things that you want to do. Wake up when you want, go to bed when you want. Your time is your time. That is true time freedom. And I see some of you guys say all three. That's me. And so we're going to show you how you can actually create those three freedoms. We're going to show you how you can design your ideal life. We're going to show you how you can earn more, travel more, and experience more by building a strong network that's going to allow you to not just embrace and empower yourself, you're going to be able to empower other individuals. And that is powerful in itself. We're going to show you how you can also tap into the unlimited income that's inside of this business opportunity. We're going to show you how you can benefit from e-commerce because we use it every day. How many of you guys was on a .com today? How many of you guys received a package today? Doesn't matter who you ordered it from, but you received the package because I'm always on these .coms. Imagine having your own .com working from anywhere at any time with no inventory and no quotas. And we're going to show you how to become that travel professional. We're going to show you how you can earn those travel commissions, right? Earn those travel commissions you're missing out on all this time. And we're going to show you a few secrets of what it's like to be a travel professional from the inside. I see you. I see you, D. Grace. I'm waiting for my packages to come too. Trust me, always on these .coms. And I know you guys are saying, all right, well, who are you? We are Planet Marketing. The gentleman to the right of the screen is Mr. Donald Bradley. He's our CEO, our founder, and our visionary. He is a documented seven-figure income earner, and he has earned all of his millions in the network marketing and travel spaces. We are an online business provider, which means that we can provide you with the opportunity to work and earn from home. We're based in Atlanta, Georgia, and we are a 9-year-old company. We're actually turning 10 years old coming up here on the 26th of October. We just celebrated in Dallas, Texas, our 10-year anniversary, and it was amazing. We do have reps in over 20 countries as well. We have solid company leadership because Mr. Bradley would not have it any other way. He went out and he got the best of the best. So let me introduce you to Mr. Andy Cawthon. He is our president. He came out of retirement for Mr. Bradley to become our president. He has decades of executive management, corporate operations, sales and marketing, and international experience. It is because of Mr. Andy Cawthon that we got into international waters within 90 days of Planet Marketing launching. And then we have Miss Leanne Trockler. She's our COO. We absolutely love Leanne. She manages our Planet support team, which means that she's the liaison between our corporate and our reps. But she has a much more important job, at least that we feel that way, because we do get paid 7 times a month here in Planet Marketing, and she is the one that pushes the button. She pushes that button on time every time, but every now and then she might push it a little bit early. And so today was payday. So if I have any business partners on the line that got a check today, I want you to drop some $ in the chat. The commissions that are paid out to date so far to Planet Marketing reps, over $300 million has been paid out to Planet Marketing reps today. I see you, Pacina. I got my check today too. And so Mr. Bradley said, look, I have a stellar marketing company. I need a stellar product to market. This is IntelliTravel. And this gentleman to the right of the screen is Mr. James Ferreira. Mr. James Ferreira is the CEO of IntelliTravel. They are based in Delray Beach, Florida. They have all the accreditations and certifications to book travel from ARC to IATA to CLIA, which is the Cruise Line International Association, to an A+ BBB rating. They are the leading innovators in travel for over 30 plus years. Now, what that means is prior to 1992, we had to walk inside a brick and mortar, sit behind the desk of a travel agent, and have the travel agent book our travel. But because of Mr. James Ferreira going to court and fighting to have home-based travel agents and winning, we are now able to offer you the opportunity to also become a travel business owner working from home. The industry awards and recognitions. IntelliTravel, they rack a whole stack up all the time. We couldn't get them on this screen, but here are a few. Norwegian Cruise Line, we all know. Carnival, we know. But the prestigious Magellan Awards, those are like the Oscars in the travel space. IntelliTravel receives one of those awards every single year. Last year, they received 2. But look at the reason why. Travel bookings to date, $5.3 billion in travel has been booked by IntelliTravel travel business owners. Now, IntelliTravel has an exclusive partnership with Planet, and that partnership is this. In order for you to become an IntelliTravel travel business owner, you must come through a Planet Marketing rep. And so I'm going to ask you guys a question. I want you to heat up this chat a little bit. Did you know that commissions are already built inside your travel bookings? Because I did not know. I was booking a lot of travel for my family, never knowing that I was missing out on a check. But when you know better, you do better, right? We're going to show you how you can do better by tapping into 70 to 80% of the commissions that built inside these bookings. You're going to have your own full-fledged at-home agency with state-of-the-art personalized booking portal. You're going to be partnered with every major supplier worldwide. You're going to have your own payment gateway as well, so you don't have to touch anyone's money. And the customer management software I love. Allow your clients to book on your personalized booking portal. The information that they plug in, is going to filter down to your back office and create a client list for you. What type of trips can you book? The group trips and individual trips. Group cruises, corporate and church retreats, the fraternities and sororities, destination weddings are big in the Caribbean, honeymoons and anniversaries, and where are my girls on the line that love a good girls trip? I love a good girls trip. Drop girls trip in the chat if you love girls trips. But there is so much more. Yeah, Lenore, I didn't know either. This is a turnkey business. You are going to have all the customer service and support you're going to need for your business. The on-demand agent training modules, again, top notch. Access to the major suppliers worldwide and $100,000 worth of sales and marketing materials right in your back office. I see my girls coming through with the girls trips. Yes. What do you have access to? I want you to drop one word in the chat, everything. Everything. You're going to have access to the cruises, vacation packages, travel insurance, sports and entertainment tickets, train tickets, the Airbnbs, those vacation rentals, excursions, and activities. Don't just book them to the resort. Go ahead and book the zip line, the ATVs, the jet ski. Go ahead and book that for them too, because there's a commission also built inside. Why travel and why now? I always say, why not? This screen will change. It is now surpassed 10 trillion. It's an $11 trillion industry, and it is going to grow to 15 trillion in the next 10 years. It is the number one research category on the internet from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I know most of you are supposed to be at work at 9 a.m., from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m., and you're there, but you're thinking about, why am I here? You would rather be laying out on a lounge chair at the beach with a drink in your hand, right? So you're looking for your next destination during your lunch and your 15-minute break. The four generations that are driving this industry. Where are my baby boomers? Drop boom in the chat. I'm a baby boomer. Baby boomers, when we're looking to retire, we're not looking to do anything else but travel. Our millennials, they spend the most, $4 trillion a year they spend on travel. Guys, I don't know where you millennials are getting your money from, but wherever you're getting it, you're spending it. I see my boomers out there, Lenore and Carrie Ann. Drop millennials. I know we got millennials on the line. Where are my Generation X? They made the screen. They are definitely the next ones that spend the most. They are very much about quality over quantity and maintaining that work-life balance, but they are still traveling. Yes, I see my Gen Z, my Gen X coming through. And then Gen Z. Gen Z, you guys are the digital generation. You're the jet setters. We call you leisure travelers because whenever you go away on business, you always make sure that you're going to incorporate some leisure along with your business travel. I love it. And you guys spend $1.5 trillion. And so why not get paid on what people are doing anyway? Because almost everyone you know is traveling. And if they're not traveling, they want to travel. There's only two things that are keeping people from traveling. It's time and money. That's it. Well, let's turn that smartphone that we have in our hands almost 24/7 into an ATM. Here's a frequent business traveler. He goes ahead and books on your personalized booking portal a 3-night stay. He comes home, your commission, $151.20. Now, I know that may not seem like a lot, but that will take care of my internet bill in my apartment for the next 2 months. The great thing about this is you did absolutely nothing. Your client went on your personalized booking portal, booked his trip, went on it, came home, and you got paid. This is what we call pillow money. You definitely want to have a business where you can make money while you sleep. For my Caribbean guests on the line, that is in US dollars. Yes, our Caribbean business partners get paid in US. Here's a 5-day golf trip. Go ahead and put these golfers on the green because you're going to be in the green too. $274 in the green. Here's a 7-day honeymoon. People are still getting married. I see them getting engaged all the time. Let the bride and groom take care of their wedding. You volunteer to take care of their honeymoon. All-inclusive resort in Cancun, complete with butler service. Your commission is $561.79. Your bride and groom are going to be very happy with the butler, trust me. But you're going to be happy with that $561 check too. And this is the big one. Groups are big money. 5-day group cruise, family reunion. Get your family out of the backyard having barbecues and put them on a ship. This one, 20 cabins, commission, $2,240. That is a mortgage payment. Can you imagine booking 2 or 3 of these cruises and making that type of commission? And even though your family might get on your nerves, you get enough money to get some Tylenol for the headache they might give you, right? We do have fun learning and earning in this business. We're going to show you how you can educate yourself by experiencing travel from a client perspective with our educational IntelliTrips. You're going to become better educated with our vendors and industry products, and you can acquire vendor-specific certifications at your own pace. This is not a race, but those certifications will allow you to increase your earnings. Where are my dream makers, vacation builders, and travel geniuses? Drop your certifications in the chat. Now, this is our education. This is our classroom. Does anyone want to go to school? Because we are not in a stuffy classroom. We are out here in the environment. This one is Negril, Jamaica. 4 days, 3 nights, all inclusive, adult only. We were able to go here to this resort, check it out from the inside, see what the food tastes like, what the rooms looked like, make sure that that pool was definitely at 80 degrees, and we walked away with our wellness travel certification. All for $499 per person, not per night, per person. But it gets better because the IntelliTravel said, let me show you some luxury. This is a luxury resort, and we were able to go here and get our luxury travel advisor certification. Again, check out this luxury resort from the inside. Punta Cana, 4 days, 3 nights, 5-star, all inclusive. We were able to go here and check it out. Again, the food, make sure that that pool was right. Make sure that the drinks taste good. All for $720 per person, not per night. I have to hesitate on that because this is a luxury brand, and this particular resort goes a minimum $600 to $700 per night, but we were able to stay there just for $720 for the entire trip. Now, I love, love, love to travel, but I love these IntelliTrust guarantees even more. They're put in place to make sure that you don't lose one penny coming into this business and checking it out from the inside. The first one is our best travel price guarantee, and this guarantee is for your client. Allow your client to go ahead and book on your personalized booking portal. They may book a trip. And Katina, they may say, hey, you know what, Katina, I booked on your personalized booking portal. My trip that I booked on there was 1,000, but I went out and I was still looking and I found it same exact trip, apples to apples, oranges to orange on another site. Katina is going to say, well, that's okay because I'm going to meet the price, beat the price, or I'm going to give you 110% in IntelliCredits towards your next booking with me. IntelliTravel does not want us to lose clients. That guarantee is in place to make sure that we don't. The second one is a 100% money back guarantee. This guarantee is for you. We want you to be able to come into the business and check it out from the inside because you're not going to be able to see anything from the outside. Get behind the steering wheel of this vehicle and drive it wherever you want. You want to be a destination wedding specialist, drive it there. You want to be a cruise counselor, you can drive it there. Kick the tires, pop the hood. If in 30 days you say, hey, it's not for me, you can go ahead and cancel your business and they're going to give you 100% of your money back, no questions asked. The last one is our unique profit guarantee. I absolutely love this one because IntelliTravel understands that this is a business, not a hobby. It's going to take longer than 30 days to build a business. So they're going to give you an entire year. So in 12 months, if you do not make or save as much as you've invested in your business, they're going to go ahead and give you the difference and make you whole. So if you invest $700 in the business and you only made 500 or saved a total of 500, then they're going to go ahead and give you the other $200 back so you can walk away from this business without losing a penny. I love it. They will also allow you to keep your business if you decide you want to give it another shot. And so these guarantees are amazing. And I love to travel. I do. I love, love, love to travel. But this right here, this Planet Marketing Compensation Plan, this is the reason why I stayed. And so I'm going to bring that beautiful young lady to introduce me back to the floor. But I want you guys to drop one word in the chat. I want you to drop options because there are 7 additional options for you to make money in this business opportunity. This young lady is a 4-star director here in Planet Marketing. She is a mom of 2. She is a glamour of 2 beautiful grandchildren. She resides in Ocoee, Florida. She's originally from New York. She actually worked in the medical field for a while, a long while, and then she was able to actually give that job back to the economy because of this business, and she'll talk about that a little bit more. She is a $250,000 income earner, number 41 on the top income earners list out of 140,000. She's been rocking and rolling in this business for about 9 years, loves to have fun, loves to travel, loves helping people, and she knows 150% of the facts about this compensation plan. And so I'm going to move myself out the way and introduce you to Director Cinia Raley. Do I have you on the line with me tonight, sis?
There's no place I'd rather be, Director. And thank you so much for that amazing presentation. Can you all show her some love in the chat? I don't care if it's some hearts, some flames, right? Some hand claps, because she always does just an amazing job breaking down our travel business model. And so how do you follow up with that, right? How do you follow that up? Well, let me just say this. I saw Rashida say thank you to Sheeta in the chat. And I'm telling you right now, if you're a guest on this line, I want you to go ahead and send a thank you text to the person who invited you on this line. And I'm going to tell you why. Because sometimes you have no idea what you have just seen, heard, and how that's going to impact your life. I remember 9 years ago getting this information, not having a passport, wasn't a traveler, single mom of two working in healthcare. And to be honest, I was broke as a joke. Praying and praying and praying, trusting in him to make a way, right? And one day a coworker walked up to me offering to book my travel. Carrie Ann, she was barking up the wrong tree, right? Because I was not traveling. But before she walked away, Leslie, she said, if you know anyone who's looking to make additional income, you could refer them to me. And that's what led me to get this information. And it just changed my life. In 3 years of working this business part-time, I was able to quit my job. Quit my job? I didn't come in here to quit my job. I thought I could just make a little bit of extra money. Now I've been able to produce a six-figure income, travel the world, meet new people, and I'm not going to say live my best life because I know there's better yet to come, but it's getting better and better every day. And I'm going to tell you exactly why. Because not only, Lenore, was I empowered with that information that Director Mercer shared with you, I was also taught how to create what we call leverage and residual income. And Nicole, people were not teaching me that in school nor at my job. And so, Carla, they say you should never rely on a single source of income. You must invest to create a second source. I know we have a mixture of individuals on the line, some from the States, some from the Caribbean. But right now we're going through a government shutdown. Talking to my daughter-in-law today, who was in the military, and she's not going to get paid. How many people went to the military, enrolled, just to make sure that they had a secure life, and now checks are being stopped? And this has happened over and over and over again. I want you to think about this. If your primary source of income today, if they were to say, we're no longer going to pay you, but you have to work, would you be able to sustain? Would you be able to survive? How would that impact your household? And so the good thing is you just learned how you can tap into a $10 trillion industry that is recession proof. What is even better is that we have 7 additional streams of income that you can earn because you have access to that information. Now, I'm going to tell you this is optional. Everything is optional, right? But what I'm going to say this is, it's a beautiful thing to have options. Ladies and gentlemen, now that you have this information, I can guarantee you know someone who's either traveling, wants to travel, or needs to make some extra income. And I want you to just think about paying this information forward. Because for every person that you assist in starting their travel business by sharing this information, the company is going to pay you a $50 direct sale commission check, and that's paid out to you the very next week. So we get paid this weekly income every Thursday. So if you see that we're a little extra excited today, those checks drop today, Katina. And there's no limitations on the amount of people that you can share this with. I am a 40/40 Club member, as well as Director Mercer. She shared it with well over 50 individuals, and we're not going to stop because we know how this can empower and impact people's lives. So let's just say you're like this gentleman, you helped 4 people get started this week. Next week, Thursday, they're going to pay you a $200 check. That's USD, by the way. Now, that's income that you earn from activity that you do. The best thing that they could have ever taught me was how to create income even when I'm not doing the activity. Any of you ever got paid for something that you didn't do? Because I never got paid that way, Carrie Ann, until I got into this business. But when I was at work and I started getting notifications that I just got paid, that's when I knew I was on to something good. And how did that happen? Because remember, when you put other people in position, they have the ability to do the same thing that you can do. And when they do it, when they share this business with someone and help someone get started, every time they earn $50, you as the person who introduced them, you're going to earn $25. Not from their money though, Carla, from the company. I just want you to imagine being at work, being on vacation, sleeping, and waking up to see that you just made money. So if you don't introduce 4 people that week, but those 4 each introduce one person, that's $200 made collectively. That's $100 that the company is going to pay you. Leverage income. And so let me just tell you this, that $50 direct sale check, you can actually get paid $110 for the same thing that paid you $50. That 50% match check, it can grow to $85 instead of $25 because we have 6 $10 team bonuses that you can add to these checks. And we do that through something called our Builders Program. So what I love is that we love to build people up. Just like in the travel world, you can move up. She talked about that vacation builder, that dream maker. In the marketing arm, you can do the same. So where are my bronze builders on the line? Type bronze in the chat. We celebrate you here because once again, you could have kept this information to yourself and benefited solely. But we celebrate you when you help individuals get in position. So shout out to you. I love it. Walida, Dawana, Katina, bronze builders. That means that they have helped to empower 3 people at minimum with this travel business. Where are my silver builders at? Go ahead and type silver in the chat. We celebrate you here as a silver builder when you've helped the minimum of 6 people get started with their travel business. Shout out to you, Lenore. And you reach the top of the builders program in this business by going gold. Where are my gold builders at? Go ahead and light it up. I love it, Pachina. Gold builders. We modeled this after the Olympics, right, Rosanette? Fellow gold builder out there in Trinidad and Tobago. Erica out there in Sacramento. The way that you go gold is by empowering a minimum of 9 people. And guess what happens? Not only do you reach the top of the builders program, but the company now adds 3 additional streams of income that they start to pay you. So when you're a gold builder and you help someone get started in their business, you now earn $60 because they added on a $10 bonus. They add that $10 bonus on to your 50% match check as well. So instead of getting paid $25 when your direct helps someone, you get paid $35. And get this, you get paid $10 for the great, great, great grandbabies. I love seeing the evidence on the line tonight because we have thousands of bronze, silver, and gold builders in our company. And guess what you can also do as a gold builder? You can get paid on travel that you did not book. How many of you want to get paid on travel that you did not book? All right. So think about this. As a gold builder, you've empowered a minimum of at least 9 people to be able to own their own travel business and book travel and get paid. And every time they do, every time they get paid, the company is going to pay you, their sponsor, a 10% match. So I want you to just imagine this. Imagine you introduce Director Mercer into the business. She's a booking beast, okay? Last year, she took 23 of her family members to Jamaica to celebrate all different occasions. And when she came home, the check they cut her was over $3,100. Imagine getting paid that for hanging out with the people that you love. But that gentleman that she told you that she met on Facebook, he got paid $310+. He doesn't know her family. He didn't go on the trip. He didn't book the trip. But what he did do was put her in position to get paid. And so every time she does, so does he. And once again, it's not out of his money. So for that person on the line who's saying, I might not be the family booker, I'm not an avid booker, that's me. But every Wednesday, yes, we get paid Wednesday, a check is dropped because other people are taking trips and booking trips. As a gold builder, you also get a 10% match on your direct matrix commission. So let's talk about this matrix. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the residual component of our compensation plan. And if you understood the power of residual income, you would walk through a brick wall to get it. And I say that confidently because think about this. How many of you have residual bills? Anybody have residual bills on this line? Something you purchased one time and you have to pay for it every single month. I know, me too, Katina, Dawana. Too many to be honest with you. And so, yes, the phone bill, sheesh. Let me tell you this. If you have residual bills, you should have residual income. And what I love about this income is not created by your efforts alone. It's a collective effort of you and the team of travel professionals that are attached to you. So we call this a 3x9 team built matrix. And so if I could break down a matrix for you simply, it looks like an auditorium or an arena filled with seats. And when you get started, you automatically have a matrix and all those seats belong to you. And for every active travel professional that is in those seats, you can get paid $4 for every single month. Now, how do they get in those seats? You tell people, those people tell people. See, when Ken told Shelly, I had nothing to do with that. But once he told her she got started, he got paid, and she's also in my matrix and his. You get what I'm putting down? So what do you have to do to start earning this residual income? When you introduce just 2 people into the business, it unlocks the door to your matrix. It unlocks the first 2 rows of seats, and you have the ability to get paid $48 a month. So let me show you. This first column is the levels. This number is how many seats is in that row, and this is how much you can get paid when those seats are filled up. Okay? And so as you move up the ranks, when you go bronze, silver, gold, you're just unlocking more seats, more levels, more money. Bronze builders can get paid over $1,400. Silver builders are in position to get paid over 39,000. And going gold, you've unlocked every single level, every seat, and now you're in position to get paid over $118,000 when your matrix matures. Now let's play. I like to be very transparent. This is not a get quick rich. It might take you 3 years. It might take you 5 years. It might take you 7 years. But would it be worth it? What if you and your team only filled up 10% of these seats, and now you're getting a check every 10th of the month for $11,000? Would that be okay until times get better? Absolutely. Because even if it was 1%, that's an $1,100 check that would be hitting your bank account. And get this, remember, as a gold builder, not only are you getting paid for your matrix, but you're going to get a 10% override of the matrix of each individual that you've introduced into the business. Ladies and gentlemen, I have well over 3,000 agents that are attached to my team and in my matrix, but I didn't introduce 3,000 people. You heard me say I'm a 40/40 club member, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, what I learned is that there's power in partnership. You can create $1 million quicker as a team than you can create it as an individual. And so, ladies and gentlemen, another thing about my founder is that he wants to create millionaires. He's a multimillionaire who wants to create, his goal is to create 100 millionaires before he closes his eyes. And he's utilizing this director's program to get it done. And so if you're hungry and enough to go for it, humble enough to allow us to help you, and you want to impact lives and people, you're going to be great at this as a director. Now, if we have any DITs or directors on the line, go ahead and drop it in the chat. So if you're a one-star director like Director Shelly Mercer, who you just heard from, that means that you have a team of a minimum of 100 active agents attached to you. And every first of the month, they're going to pay you a $500 director bonus. Rosanette Williams in the chat, she's a director in training. That means she has 50 or more agents attached to her. She's well over 80 plus agents, soon to be a director in Trinidad and Tobago. I love it, right? Our first director in Trinidad and Tobago. I can't wait till they deposit that $500 into her bank account. But let me tell you, as a one-star director, you don't see anything less than $1,000 monthly guaranteed from all sources of income that I've already discussed. So that's a $12,000 annual raise from your part-time business. And as a one-star, they add another $10 team bonus, as you can see here. So remember, when you hit gold, you earn 60 for introducing someone. Well, when you hit one star, now you earn $70, $45 as your 50% match, and $20 for the great grandbabies. And they continue to add those $10 team bonuses all the way up to 5-star. And as you can see here, you can earn a bonus anywhere from $500 to over $250,000. 3-star directors are making 1,000. Excuse me, 2-star 1,000. 3-star is 2,000. I'm currently a 4-star director. They pay me a $5,000 bonus. But I can't wait to get a $10,000 bonus like the 5-stars in our company. And in our company as a whole, we have up to 6-star directors who get a $16,000 check on the first of every single month as 6-star directors. I just want you to stop for a minute and just imagine what your life would look like if you were to be able to get, I don't care if it's an additional $5, $1,000, $2,000, how would your life transform and change? We do not have 7, 8, 9, or 10-star yet, because we're still growing and glowing, y'all. But we have many that are on the cusp of 7-star. But what I want you to know is that you've caught this at the right time, because Mr. Bradley always says that we haven't even made any real money yet. And we already have multiple 6 and 7 figures in our company, earners. Now, Mr. Bradley is also a generous man, and he has blings and things because he wants to recognize and reward you for your accomplishments, and he wants to reward what he wants to see repeated. I've learned that successful people love to breathe success. And so $8,333 a month, that is $100,000 in residual, annual residual income. And you will now be granted the sapphire ring customized with your name. In 2021, that happened for me. Shocked. But he said, go for $20,833, which is $250,000, and it gets you that ruby ring. And in 2023, he put that ring on my hand after watching many other people get theirs. We have $500,000 earners who are making a minimum of $41,666 a month. They're making a month what some don't see in a year, but they are sporting that diamond ring. And we have 8 millionaires thus far who are sporting that double diamond ring, and all of them are making more than the 83,000 a month. They're all making 100,000 and better. Some on their way to 200,000. When you hit 5-star in this company, he also rewards you with a Rolex timepiece. Now, I want you to understand this, ladies and gentlemen. This is not about boasting or bragging. You have to know that it works, and we have the evidence to show you that it is for everyday, ordinary people just like you. But men lie, women lie, and one thing that doesn't lie is numbers. So every year, Mr. Bradley puts out this income disclosure statement so that you can truly see the type of income that's being earned from the rep to the 6-star director. And so you can see it here. I love the fact that we're so transparent to let you know that some don't make any money at all because you can only get out of it what you put in, right? And so with that being said, ladies and gentlemen, this right here for me is, I want to say, the icing on the cake. It is the cake. How many of you are parents on the line? If you're a parent on the line, drop parent, grandparent. If you're an auntie, if you're an uncle, a godparent, I don't care if you have fur babies, you have people that you love attached to you. I want you to drop legacy. How about that? Do me one better. Drop legacy in the chat, because it's not just about creating the income right now that's going to sustain us, although we have you covered on that. It's about creating the type of income that's going to take care of your family's bloodline. And so it's generational wealth. And ladies and gentlemen, we have that in place for you, Giselle. Listen, when you become a director in this company, they provide you a legal document that you sign, notarize, and return stating who you want your beneficiaries to be. And when the time comes and you transition, and we all have to go, ladies and gentlemen, we all have to go. We just don't know the time or the hour. Your income in this business, your Planet Marketing weekly commissions, director's pay, director bonus, and monthly residual income will continue to be paid to whomever you designated as your heir. Leslie, Carla, I'm telling you, when he announced this, I broke down in tears for multiple reasons. I have been praying about it. I lost my mom at 19, so I am aware that you could be here today and gone tomorrow. Went to work, suffered a massive heart attack, never made it home. And I watched the financial impact that it had on the household on top of the emotional and mental impact. So as a single mother of two, my biggest concern was, if God forbid something happens to me, where would that leave my children? And so when he put this in place, it just checked another box on my prayer list, because my children will have problems, but finances won't be one of them. And so now, not just my children, I'm a grandparent now with 2 beautiful grandbabies who can have whatever they like T.I. said. But even for the children that I will not get to meet, my children's children, I'm making sure that their finances are secured. Let's leave behind wills and not bills, ladies and gentlemen. So this is a turnkey business. Everything that you need is already in place for you, so you don't have to come in and reinvent the wheel or figure it out. We're going to show you how to use the website, the app. We have training that you can tap into on demand. We even have live events that are taking place locally to you. But the biggest event that you never want to miss is our international convention, and it's taking place again this year in Orlando, Florida. If you are going to join us in Orlando this year, drop ORL in the chat. Listen, I mean next year, because this year we had John C. Maxwell that just poured into us. Last year was Tim Grover, and the year before that, it was Eric Thomas, the hip hop preacher. And just this past weekend, he surprised us with Keith Cameron Smith, the author of The Top 10 Distinctions Between Millionaires and Middle Class. And so, ladies and gentlemen, not only are you getting rewarded monetarily, but there's a lot of great personal development that you will receive in this business. And so with that being said, with everything that we share with you tonight, the biggest question that I know people have right now is, okay, what does it take to get started? And what I love is, although you can make thousands of dollars, it does not cost you thousands of dollars. Your one-time initial investment to get started with both of your businesses is $199.90 USD. And so you see the breakdown right next to that. That's where the money is going to each company. $179.95 is going to IntelliTravel. They are the host agency that give you your credentials, so you're recognized as an independent travel agent, and you now will earn commissions on all travel that you book or that's booked through your website. You'll also be recognized so that you have access to those perks and benefits. $19.95 goes to Planet Marketing. That's what I shared with you, the 7 additional streams of income: the weekly income, the leverage income, the residual income, the bonuses, the legacy. That's all for being able to impact other lives. So when you add that together, that's what brings you to $199.90. After you test drove the business and you decide that you love what you see, your overhead monthly to maintain it is $59.90. Okay, so I'm gonna round that up, $60 a month. That's actually $2 a day to run 2 businesses with 8 streams of income. We pay out 10 times a month, and we've been able to create 6 or 7 figures. Now, I'm not saying that everyone on this line will create 6 or 7 figures, because, hey, you may not want to, but you have the ability to. Or maybe you wanted to create 5, 4, or just make memories. Either way, all of those options are readily available for you. All right. And so, talking about making a decision, let's make a decision tonight. Where do you fall in, right? We've shared everything that we know. We appreciate you for coming out. You may be a number 3 who says, no, thank you, it's not for me. And we appreciate you for allowing us to share. It's all about paying it forward. It's not just about us, it's about the lives that we impact. So please book travel with the person who invited you and send business their way. Number 2s have questions. We're going to open up the lines right now to entertain some questions. In order to make an educated decision, you have to be informed. Do not leave the line and ask someone what they thought about what they didn't hear or see. That's not smart. When business, you have to go with the facts, not the feelings. And we have all of that for you tonight. And number 1s are ready to rock and roll, right? Ready to get started, ready to lock arms, ready for change, ready to travel, ready to make money, ready to change their financial bloodline. You're just ready. All right. And to that person, I say, welcome to the best place on the planet. I want to encourage everyone to start your journey of success. Please know and understand that you don't have to figure it all out. The journey of 1,000 miles really truly begins with one step. And what I love the most is that you're not taking these steps alone. You're in business for yourself, but not by yourself. And that's why we have such a high success rate, because once again, there's power in partnership. All right. And so, with that being said, that's the conclusion of our presentation on tonight. And so, what we're going to do at this time is we're going to unlock the lines so that you are able to unmute yourself. And so, you can unmute yourself, you can ask your question out loud, or you can also type your question in the chat. Can you unmute and say hello just to make sure it's available?
Hello,
Hey, Lenore, how you doing, lady?
I'm great. How are you, Director Ridley?
I'm doing amazing. Thank you so much. All right. So listen, ladies and gentlemen, the lines are unlocked. So you can come off of mute and ask your question, or once again, you can type it in the chat. All right. So do we have anyone who has a question on the line tonight? All right. And in the meantime, Director, I know that this is a portion where we get to just have some casual conversation and answer some of the questions, concerns that people have. And so, Kathy Ann, did you have a question?
Yes, I do. Hi, good night,
Good
everyone.
night. Good night.
Right. So my question is, I know yours, I believe y'all said that, like, if you're booking a travel for someone and they see it cheaper somewhere else, that you all will either match that price.
Exactly.
So how
It
how
has,
how is that being done?
so it has to be apples to apples, oranges to oranges. So if that person, if it's the same exact thing, you would have that person provide you with the screenshots of the
Okay.
itinerary of everything, and then you can go ahead and take that to the supplier that you quoted them, and they will price match. So
Okay.
everything has to be the same, because if it same hotel, resort, room category, airline, flight, it can't be different.
Okay. Thanks much.
You're welcome. Great question. Thank you for that, Kathy Ann. Awesome. Awesome. All right. All right. All right. So in the meantime, just to give y'all some background, right? And just hear from other people. You heard from myself. We shared the story a little bit while we were presenting. I've been in it for 9 years, single mother, no business background or travel background whatsoever, and came into this business and was very successful. And so I say this to say to the person on the line, sometimes we can talk ourselves out of it. One thing I want to just share is I remember when I got this information, it was presented to me in the form of uh, a video at that time. And I remember everything made sense. It was great, but it was the doubt. I was doubting myself. I started having these conversations in my mind. Will people take me seriously? Right? I don't even travel. Will people, just all of these negative things. And I'll tell you this, as clear as day, and it's so crazy. It still blows my mind to this day. As clear as day, God said to me in that cubicle, so you're going to deny it because it comes in the form that you least expect it. And I sat there for a second just looking around because that was so profound to me. I keep praying for the provision. I keep praying for the increase. I keep praying for, the money to come. But let me be honest with you. I was thinking about a promotion in another department. I wanted to go from claims to configuration. And here's the thing, he was looking to promote me well out of corporate America. And so I say that for the person on the line, don't allow fear to rob you of your fortune. And I'm going to say that one more time. Do not allow fear to rob you of your fortune. Because a lot of times we desire these things, but you can also be afraid of success. But really, it's more of the fear of failure. But you only fail when you don't try. We've been failing our way forward, figuring it out as we go. But every little step that I've done, it was even what we would call a mistake was a learning. It was a lesson learned. And it just allowed me to become better and better and better. And so I just wanted to share that really quickly for the person on the line who might be a little nervous, fearful. Hey, am I the right fit? I don't travel. All of the things that are going to start speaking against you in your mind. You know, ask yourself, can I do this? The question that I ask myself is, I've learned how to be a mom. I've moved to a different state. So many different things that I had to learn how to do along the way. We get a new job. We have to learn their system. We have to adapt to their environment. We do this all the time. We are equipped to adapt, right? And so when I came to this, I just said to myself, as long as I'm willing to be a student, and allow someone to teach me, I've learned all of these other things. I could learn to be successful in this business. And so I just wanted to leave that there. Director Mercer, did you have anything that you wanted to share before I reach out to a few other people or see if they have any questions?
I love it. I love what you said. You have to bet on you. I know when I started this business, I wasn't looking for anything. I was already going through a lot. I'm working for Verizon as an outside field technician, hard hat work boot girl, very physical job. I'm a pastry chef as well. So I had an online bakery I was running. I was going through a divorce. So I had financially, just mentally, just emotionally, just a mess. Really, I was. Wasn't looking for anything. But this opportunity, when it came to me, it made sense. It made sense to continue to do the activity that I was doing and now actually get a check for it because I wasn't getting a check for the travel that I was booking for my family. And I was booking the trips because it was something that I needed. So it's crazy that you said, that God spoke to you. And it's crazy because I wasn't looking for anything, but He knew what I needed and He
Mhm.
dropped it in my lap. And we always say, stop being poor. Stop passing over opportunities repeatedly because the things that are being put in front of you are being put in front of you for a reason. And I was just so blessed that the person felt that this was something that I needed to hear about. And then I'm proud of myself for taking the step because had I not taken the step, I would not be where I'm at today. I would not be here living down in Florida, you know, and still being able to own my house up in Massachusetts and being able to empower so many people in this business opportunity so that they have the same opportunity to make the money that they're looking to make, or like you said, make memories, whatever it is that they're coming in to do. I'm able to empower them to do whatever it is with this business opportunity, the same way I was empowered. And so I love everything that you said. Guys, look, this business is, you have all the support and all the tools that you're going to need. It is truly turnkey. I just say come into the business so that you can see what you can do. The only way that you're going to know what you can do is to take the step. And I was so happy that I took the step. 6 years later, I'm still here. And I absolutely love this business. I love my business partners. I love the collaboration. I love, you know, just the amount of relationships that I have built in this business are priceless. They are priceless. And so that's it, sis. There's so much more, and I'm sure a lot of other people on the line have something to say. So I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you so much for that, Rosanette. You gave people a lot to think about, because we don't plan, a lot of people don't plan for the what if. We're more reactive than proactive, and you have to prepare for the storm. Like they said, Noah, while Noah was building his ark, people were looking at him like he was crazy until the rain came. And then he was prepared. And I also just want to point something out, even in the chat. I want you to I kept saying throughout this presentation that there's power in partnership and the power of leverage. Kenneth asked the question I was not aware of. But do you see how many other people came and said, hey, this is the answer? And this is what it looks like to work a business as a collective, because as long as you are locked in with other individuals, you're going to get what you need. But I want to show y'all something, because people are seeing is believing, right? I'm sharing my screen. Y'all can see my screen. First, let me show you my website, right? And I'm going to log in. Each and every one of us has a website. So I'm going to log in. And I'm going to go to my commissions. And this is another reason why you want to have your marketing side, right? This is the travel website. So this is all about travel booking, right? So right here, you're going to see my commissions. I have a commission that's going to be dropping soon for my own check, right? I mean, for my own trip. And you see other things that I have been paid for. Brightline, my daughter comes back and forth, or was coming back and forth on the Brightline when she lived in Miami, and the different things. And if you pay attention, I'm not the, you're going to see my name more than anybody else's name. I'm not the booker. I'm not a beast like Shelly. Let me say that, right? But this is the benefits. We scroll on down here. Let me make this this is the commission override report. These are individuals that I've introduced into the business. You see 10-7? We don't lie to you. That was 2 days ago, right? What is it, Wednesday, Thursday, whatever that day was. They dropped those checks for those individuals that I have introduced into the business. And I love it. It's a pleasure to see individuals making her money. We have endless access to the vendors and suppliers. You see here education. If I go to the calendar of events, every day there's something going on. Different suppliers are coming. Sandals was on September 3rd, right? Ryu. When I tell you we're a reputable company, we were number 22. We are number 22 with Travel Weekly. We have over 140,000 agents. So these suppliers make sure that they come and do specific trainings just for us. So as you can see here, we have things going on. If you don't catch the live events, there is a library where you can come and find this information. Anything that you want, you can find here. So you don't have to learn about everything. If you are interested in cruises, and you don't have to train to book, let me make that clear. If you ever booked a cruise, you know how to book a cruise. You can call them up, and now you can use the online website that's for the agents. But no, you will never go inactive unless you don't pay your overhead. And that's to maintain your accesses to all of this, the suppliers, to your website, and for your credentials. Great question, Nicole. And let me just also be clear. We don't only have, everybody is not a preferred partner. It could be a partner, but we still book with them. So if I show you like under book travel, if I go to packages, We have preferred partners, and that's where you see the little marks. And there's a whole bunch. They're not all listed here. But then once we go past the preferred partners, you can see that there's so many other partners that we deal with outside of the preferred partners. And they're not all listed here. I'm just showing you something really quick. So there's an endless amount of partners. You're able to work with anyone in the travel agent industry because you'll have the credentials to identify yourself with these different suppliers as a travel agent. And that's how they're able to pay you out as a travel professional. So great questions. All right, y'all. I am going to close this out. Get back with the person who invited you on the line to get any additional questions answered, to make sure that they have clarity on everything that you've seen and heard today, and to let them know what you've decided. We fully support. Once again, we want to see you at the beaches and the bay. At the top, y'all, the bottom is way too crowded. Let's lock arms and create something amazing for ourselves, for our families as a collective. All right. And thank you again for joining us. Everyone, enjoy the rest of your week. Take care.